Hello students, this is Harish Konda. Welcome to my channel, the Chemistry Classroom. So before starting the class, I request you all to subscribe my channel and keep watching my classes until the end. Why? Because it is very useful to you in further studies or for your competitive exams. It is very useful. So keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to bell also. Why? Because these videos are very useful to your chemistry subject. Okay. So what we are discussing today, now we see. So generally in the previous video we discussed about the redox reactions. The reduction and oxidation. It is a combination of reduction and oxidation. So when you want to form a salt, there should be two reactions. The one cation formation and another is anion formation. Cation formation is called oxidation. Anion formation is called reduction. So these two reactions are involved to form the salt. So here the sodium chloride, we taken the example how the reduction and oxidation reactions are conducted. What are the reduction reactions we discussed. Here the redox reactions or whatever the chemical reactions, compulsory we have to balance the equation. Why? Because the balanced equation is called stoichiometric equation. The balanced equation only gives entire information about the reaction. So how many compounds are participated in the chemical reaction? How many products are formed? So what is the ratio of the reactants? What is the ratio of the products? So there must be, the reaction should follow two principles. The one is called law of conservative masses. What it is called? Law of conservative masses. And the second is called law of proportionality. So every reaction should follow these two reactions, two laws. The law of conservative masses and the second is law of proportionality. If you satisfy these two laws, then only that reaction is called stoichiometric reaction. That is called balanced reaction. The balanced reaction only gives entire information about the reaction. So if the reaction is not follow these two principles, compulsory what you have to do? We have to balance the equation to follow these two principles. Why? Because the balanced equation only gives the complete information about the reaction. So if the reaction is not follow these two, we have to change the reaction. We have to change the reaction to obey these two principles. That is called balancing. What it is called? Balancing. The balancing, we have so many methods. So here what we are using, the first one, it is called hit and trial method. What it is called? Hit and trial method. The method is called crude method. The very ancient days, they followed the hit and trial method. We don't have any principles to follow this one. Just we are balancing only. There we are changing the integers of the compounds. So automatically the reaction is balanced. Until we try, when you get the hit, until we try. So that's why the method is called hit and trial method. The second is called ion electron method. The method is called ion electron method. In this, the reaction completely balanced. The oxidation states of the elements also. The charges also, it is balanced with this ion electron method. It is nowadays the complete, to follow the balanced equation, to balance the equation, what we follow? The ion electron method you follow. The third one, it is called oxidation method. So here we have three principles, three methods to balance the equation. One is called hit and trial method, the ion electron method and oxidation state method. These three methods are very useful to balance the equation. So how we are balancing in that methods? So one by one we discuss. Now we discuss about hit and trial method. Okay. So the method is called hit and trial method. The first method it is hit and trial method. How we are using the hit and trial method now we see. For that we give an example. The nitrogen, for example, is reacting with hydrogen to form ammonia. This reaction is not balanced equation. Why? Because it is not following the law of conservative masses. It is following the law of proportionality. But it is not following the law of conservative masses. Why? Because so the nitrogen we written N2. That means the proportional of nitrogens in the nitrogen molecule is N2. So it is law of proportionality only. The hydrogen what we written H2. That is as per law of proportionality only. The ammonia we written NH3. The nitrogen and hydrogen ratio is 1:3. So we written as per proportionality only. That means the reaction is following the law of proportionality. But it is not following the law of conservative masses. Why? Because the side you have two nitrogen, this side you have only one nitrogen. One nitrogen is missed. That means 14 units is missed. Here you have two hydrogens. Here we have three hydrogens. 1 unit of hydrogen is excess. So that means the two sides we are not able to balance the masses. So that's why the reaction is not following the law of conservative masses. So what we have to do? We have to change the equation to follow the law of conservative masses. Meanwhile, compulsory you have to conclude that reaction is following the law of proportionality also. Why? Because here you have nitrogens. So you have only one nitrogen. You are not allowed to change the N2. Why? Because when you written N2, the law of proportionality is disturbed. Why? Because to form ammonia, compulsory the nitrogen and hydrogen ratio must be 1:3 only. So you are not allowed to write like this. So you are not going to disturb the law of proportionality. Just we change the integers. We change the integers as per our law. So automatically the reaction is balanced. We will try and try until we get the hit. So here, if one molecule is formed, in that one molecule, one nitrogen is there. If the two molecules are formed, in the two molecules, two nitrogens are formed. That means this side two nitrogen, this side two nitrogens, automatically it is balanced. So like that we trial until we get the hit. The method is called hit and trial method. So how we are following the hit and trial method, now we discuss. Here, before the reaction, balancing the reaction, now we check how many atoms are the both side. This side is called left hand side. This side is called right hand side. So towards the right side it is, towards the left side it is. So it is called left hand side and that is right hand side. So one by one we balance the elements. So automatically, ultimately get the balanced equation. So step by step we balance, not at a time. So step by step we balance. So automatically you get the last equation, that is balanced equation. So what is the first step you see? So this side we have two nitrogens and this side you have two hydrogens. So left hand side you have two nitrogens and two hydrogens. And right hand side you have only one nitrogen and three hydrogens. So what we said already, so one by one we balance. One by one we balance. So automatically you will get the balanced equation. So what I am doing, you see, very first I am balancing the nitrogen. After I am balancing the hydrogen. In the first step I am balancing the nitrogen. The left hand side you have only two nitrogens and the right hand side you have only one nitrogen. So what I am doing, I am changing the integer of nitrogen. Here one nitrogen is there, so I am multiplying with 2. When I multiplied with 2, so what happened now you see. So here nitrogen is not multiplied with any, so I am writing N2 like that only. Plus Here hydrogen also not multiplied with any. So I am writing H2 like that only. Then that gives rise to. Here nitrogen is multiplied with 2. The nitrogen is in the ammonia. The nitrogen is not separated. The nitrogen is in the ammonia. That means we are multiplying with 2. That means we are multiplying the ammonia. So here what we have? I am multiplying with 2. So what we have, the compound, it is NH3. Now the nitrogen is multiplied with 2. So automatically the compound is multiplied with 2. So I am written 2 NH3. The integer before you have 1. So I am changing into 2. Now we observe the left hand side and right hand side. So left hand side we have 2 nitrogens and 2 hydrogens. The right hand side you have 2 nitrogens and 3 hydrogens in 1 ammonia. That means 2 ammonias are formed. In each ammonia you have 3 hydrogens. 2 ammonias are formed. That means how many hydrogens you have? 6 hydrogens. Clear? So in the second step what we do? The nitrogen already it is balanced. The left hand side you have 2 nitrogens and the right hand side also you have the 2 nitrogens. So now we check the hydrogens. Here we have 2 hydrogens in the left hand side, 6 hydrogens in the right hand side. That means the hydrogens are not balanced. You have to change the integer to balance the equation. What I am doing? I am multiplying with 3 to balance the equation. So here you have 6 hydrogens. Already you have 2 hydrogens. So when you multiply with 3, you will get 6 hydrogens. So now we write the equation completely. Here you see the nitrogen is not multiplied with any. So I am writing with same N2 plus the hydrogen. Before you have 2 hydrogens only, but it is multiplied with 3. So how many hydrogens you have? 3 hydrogens. So 3H2. That gives rise to. So I have not multiplied any integer to the ammonia. The same as it is only 2 NH3. Now we check whether it is balanced or not. So before the reaction we have 2 nitrogens. Here also we have 2 nitrogens. The nitrogens are balanced. Before the reaction we have 3 into 2, 6 hydrogens. After the reaction also 2 into 3, 6 hydrogens. The both sides, left hand side and the right hand side, you have the same elements, same number of elements. So that means the two sides we have the same mass units. Here 2 nitrogens, that means 28 units. Here also 2 nitrogens, that is 28 units. Here 3 hydrogen, that means 6 units. 2 into 3, that is 6 units. So here also you are getting the same 28 plus 6. Here also you are getting same 28 plus 6. So that means the two sides, the both sides, the atoms are same. That means the mass is same. Now it is following the law of conservative masses. So we are not disturbed with the law of proportionality. Nitrogen we written N2 only. Hydrogen we written H2 only. Ammonia we written NH3 only. So law of proportionality also it is following. So that's why the equation is following the two principles. Law of conservative masses, law of proportionality. That's why the reaction is called balanced equation. The reaction is called stoichiometric equation. So like that the reactions balancing we are discussing. Now we discussed only the first method, hit and trial method. Then in the next videos we continue the next one. So please do subscribe, like, share, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to bell. Thank you.